Wow. You opened that's from Sutta Center?
No, this is a different site. I had a bookmark on this website. So I was checking my bookmarks yesterday night, trying to find what resources I have. I came across this one. It is, I don't know what this weird URL is, but it seems somehow, somewhere, at some point, I came across it and I put a bookmark on it. I thought it's interesting the way it's set up. I have Sinhala and Pali. No, not the translation.
Yeah. Good. Let's go ahead.
එවම් මේ සුතන් ඒකං සමයම් භගවා සාවත්‍යයන් විහෙරති ජේතවනේ අනාථපිණ්ඩිකස් ආරාමේ එනකෝ පන සමයේන භගවා අත්තනෝ අනේකේ පාපකේ අකුසලේ ධම්මේ පහීනේ පච්ච වික්ක මානෝ නිසින්නෝ හෝති අනේකේච කුසලේ ධම්මේ භාවනා පරිපූරින් භාවනා පාරිපූරින් ගතේ අතකෝ භගවා අත්තනෝ අනේකේ පාපකේ same instead of repeating it seems අතකෝ භගවා අත්තනෝ අනේකේ පාපකේ අකුසලේ ධම්මේ පහීනේ විදිත්වා අනේකේ ච කුසලේ ධම්මේ භාවනා පාරිපූරින් ගතේ තායං වේලායන් මං උදානං උදානේසි අහුපුප්පේ තදා නාහුපුප්පේ තදා ආහු නාචාහු අහු නාචාහු නච භවිස්සති නා ඒතරහි විජ්ජතීති අතියං second third what are we looking at? So Buddha is living in Anathapindika's Arame in Jetavana, the Anathapindika's Arame.
Yeah.
And it's the afternoon, Panasamena, Bhagava.
Enako Panasamena is not in the afternoon. It's
oh, really?
At that time.
Didn't we have Panasamena before?
Yeah, we had it.
Panasamena is not afternoon?
Then it has to be Sayanha Samayang. Sayanha Samayang is afternoon. Tenako Panasamena.
Oh, okay. So
at that time.
Uppasamena before meal. What did you say? Sayasa Samayana?
Sayanha Samayang.
So that's the afternoon.
That's evening or afternoon. Havasa vela.
Give me a second. I'm trying to make sure I get it into my mind.
This is also Tenako Panasamena.
Panasamena. Okay.
Then you have Sayanha Samayang right there.
Oh, maybe that's why I got myself mixed up. So at that time, okay. So at that time in the afternoon.
In the evening, right.
What's going on? Bhagava is Nisinno Hoti. What is Bhagava doing while Nisinno Hoti?
He's seated.
Attano aneke papake akusale dhamme pahine pachavekka mano. So I think I started looking these things up yesterday night. I had a little bit of time. Pahine is getting rid of, abandoning, something to do with abandoning. Pachavekka mano. I think the translation I came out for Pachavekka mano and Bhavana Paripurang are very similar. It's contemplating, thinking, vicharane karna, something along those lines.
Pratyaveksha kirima.
Knowing vicharane karna, something like that.
Yeah, Pachavekkamano is Pratyaveksha kirima, meaning reflecting.
Pratyaksha karna.
No, that is affirming something.
I see.
Pratyaveksha karna meaning prati aveksha karana, look, reflect on it.
Reflecting. Okay. So he's reflecting on.
And I don't think they are similar in terms of.
Oh, really?
Paccavekkamano, yeah, they are similar in a way. Paccavekkamano is reflecting. Bhavana is like meditating, like development. Bhavana is paripuring, no? It came to paripuring, to fulfillment
Fulfillment.
after bhavana.
I understand. So, yeah. Right. So what I meant to say, they are similar in the sense that I think what this means is he's contemplating on the things he was able to give up, let go. He's contemplating on the stuff he was able to cultivate, develop.
Yes, yes.
But that in that sense, that's why I said these two verbs here seem to imply similar meaning. But you're right. So this is developing, I guess. You have to work on it. You have. This is just getting rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, the meaning here is Buddha.
You have pahine also.
Say it again.
There is pahine.
Pahine, yeah, getting rid of.
Pahine and bhavana paripuringate. These two are the opposite
Antonyms.
direction.
Okay.
Antonyms. Right. So akusale dhamme pahine and kusale dhamme bhavana paripuringate.
Okay.
So akusala dhamma, that those things had to be abandoned. And kusale dhamme, they had to be bhavana paripuringate. Paripuringate means came to fulfillment, bhavana, through development. So what are the kusale dhamme here? Sati, dhamma vichaya, virya, piti, pasadhi, samadhi, upeka. The 7 factors of awakening. Mindfulness has to be cultivated, like developed through bhavana. Dhammavichaya, I think it's good you remember the 7 factors of awakening. So, Sapta Bojjhangas are called Satta Bojjhangas.
Then I probably need to take a note.
Yeah. I can send you factors of awakening also.
That will be helpful. Yes, please.
Yeah.
This one, by definition, this one appears to be Udana Vakya, Udana Pali. Seems like he's rejoicing in his achievements. So going on, Atako Bhagava Attano Aneke Papake Akusale Dhamme Pahine Viditva, having abandoned
What he did was Paccavekkamano Nisinno. He was seated, reflecting about the 2 antonyms. One is abandoned, one is developed in his mind. And now you are reading the next part, Atako Bhagava. Go ahead.
Atako Bhagava Attano Aneke Papake Akusale Dhamme Pahine Viditva.
Yeah.
I'm not bad. I'm in class. Aneke Kusale Dhamme Bhavana Paripuring Gate Hayang Velayang Imang Danang Danes. So at that time, Velayang.
Yeah, ta yang velayang, at that time, imang udanang udanesi, that's another sentence.
Yeah.
He uttered this joyful utterance.
Right. Viditva, so I guess having reflected, the Viditva here is
having known.
Oh, I see. Known.
Viditva, then again.
Having known, why is this one having known but not no past perfect for this?
Good question.
I would expect
Atako
something.
Bhagava Attano Aneke Papake Dhamme Akusale Papake Akusale Dhamme Pahine Viditva Aneke Kusale Dhamme Bhavana Paripuring Gate. It should also be Viditva. Right?
Something having.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think Viditva applies to both.
I would imagine. I mean,
And,
the way it's written.
you're knowing that the Buddhas knowing that Aneke Papake Akusale Dhamme have been abandoned, and it comes with Kusale Dhamme Bhavana Paripuring Gate. Abandonment happens as the fulfillment comes.
I see. There could be a different meaning.
Yeah. But Gate is gone to that place. So Gate doesn't have that Viditva, Twa pattern.
Right.
But also here, I think the Pahine and Gate have the same case. The locative singular. It refers to that person. The Viditva then is neutral, kind of a, it doesn't have much of a, so it's the Bhagava that is important here. Bhagava, Pahine, and Bhagava, Gate. Tayang Velayang at that time, Imang Udana Udanesi. So he can, the sutra can easily go like this. Atako Bhagava, Attano Aneke Papake Akusale Dhamme Pahine, Aneke cha Kusala Dhamme, Bhavana Paripurangate. Tayang Velayang Imang Udana Udanesi.
Right.
I think they wanted to, yeah.
If that was the way it was written, I wouldn't probably not have that question to begin with. My question was, so why one is having done,
right,
past participle, why the other one not there? So that's interesting.
And you can ask another question. Now that he is the Buddha, he became the Buddha long before he came to Savatyam Vihirati Jetavani Anathapindika Sarami. And it's not now that he saw that his Aneke Akusale Dhamme abandoned. It's not now that he knew that Aneke Kusale Dhamme developed. It happened like long time back. Why is it important to him that he reflects on that?
Maybe he's finally getting some time to just sit down and settle down. I mean, it appears he had a very busy life. He didn't sleep much, from what I read or heard. He didn't get to sleep much, right? So he was preaching the lay people in the daytime, and devas come to him during nighttime. So he's constantly 24/7. So I guess this is the only free time he gets after his meal, the afternoon.
There are similar sutras in other places that he says similar things, Monks, I was in Rahogata Supatisallinas, I was in seclusion alone, and then this occurred to me. You're right. So there are times that he was super busy and no time to reflect on anything. But there are moments that he brings up things and he's happy about it. So
the Udana Pali also was very interesting. I looked up the meaning in a different place because this is very abstract, the way it's written here, or at least the way it's uttered here. What did he knew before or give up before versus after? It's very abstract. You could plug in anything as for that matter here. Ahupuppe tada nahu. So that's something before. Puppe before. Tada nahu. Nahu didn't have. Nahu puppe tada ahu. Something that I didn't have before now appears. Something along those lines.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what did he didn't have? What does he have now? The context. So to know the context of this Pali, I guess.
For me, I went to the commentary.
Say it again.
I went to the commentary.
Okay.
Attakatha.
What the? Probably. I'm sorry, I'm still half awake.
That's okay. But you have done your reading part. That makes me happy. Are you looking for the Attakatha?
Yeah, I was trying to see if I could get.
Okay, let's go from Tripitaka. Do these guys have it? Maybe
Yeah,
not.
I was just thinking. Just wanted to see if they have it. It appears they're still
Oh
translating.
yeah, there we go. They do.
No, it's not clickable. I think
Oh
they're
no.
thinking about expanding it. I don't know how old this web page is to begin with. Maybe they gave up after a while, just like
My goodness, how do you know how old a website is?
I was trying to see if I can look it up from the source code. Usually, sometimes people leave. Oh, I don't want to get distracted. We have little time today, so let's go somewhere else. Tipitaka?
Yeah, Tripitaka.org.
Okay. Mm,
Roman web.
the audio somehow became very low automatically. I don't know. It got very quiet. Now it's very quiet. I mean, if you look at the radio recording later on, you'll realize it became very quiet all of a sudden.
Oh, mine connected to a speaker. That may be why.
You didn't change anything between now and 30
No,
seconds ago, did you?
I didn't. Did you hear me well now? Do you?
I can hear you very
Mine.
low voice.
Hmm.
Do you have two speakers? It seems like maybe there. It's okay. I can still hear you.
But I think it's
My head
best
speaker. That
we
really
get
I
it
can hear you a
fixed.
little bit.
I will go. Uh, so my choose your interesting types may set up to use different sound devices. Microsoft Array troubleshoot detecting problems. Can't identify. Is it better now?
I put out my headphones, so I can hear you.
No. How is it now?
Let me see.
How is it now?
Oh, now it's better, I think.
Okay. Good.
Oh, I know what's going on. Probably automatic volume controlling.
Yeah. It's like you are flying and it drops.
Mm-hmm.
It's stalling. Chand Jati And. Ahupubbanti.
This one, right?
Yeah. Little bit below. There you have Tatta Ahupubbeti. There, Ahupubbe means Arahatta Magga Jnanupattito Pubbe. Before Arahatta Magga Jnana Uppatti.
මාර්ගය හඳුනා
Not
ගැනීම.
Arashtanga Marga. Arahatta Magga.
අරහත් මඟ. ඔව් ඔව් ඕකේ.
Right.
අරහත් arhatship.
Arahatta Magga Jnana. The knowledge on Arhant path. Jnana Uppattito. So when there is to, that means from that point. From that point.
Onward.
Pubbe, before that point.
Up to that point.
Before that point. Pubbe, previous to, how do I say it? Arahatta Magga Jnanupattito Pubbe. Before arising of the knowledge of Arhant path.
අරහත් වීමට පෙර. අරහත් මාර්ගයට පිවිසීමට පෙර.
Right. Sabbopi cha ayang raga adhiko kilesa gano mayhang santane ahu asi. All kinds of defilements. Sabbo api cha ayang. All of these raga adhiko, lust, etc. Kilesa gano, the group of defilements, mayhang santane ahu asi. Mayhan santane, in my heart. Ahu asi. They lived in my heart. There were defilements in multitude in my heart before the knowledge of the path for arahanthood appeared in my mind.
So he's probably not referring to the 29 or 35 years prior. He's probably referring to all his previous lives and everything.
Of course, you can say it. Or any time previous to his knowledge appearing of arahant. It is said in sutras that when you are an arahant, you know there is knowledge in it, about it, that appears in you.
So Buddha himself didn't say exactly these things in the Udana Pali, or did he? Or is this someone else's interpretation of what that phrase means?
This Attakatha is someone else, definitely. This Attakatha is later commentaries, like about 5 centuries later. Buddhaghosa came from Sri Lanka. He is an Indian monk. You know his story, right? And
the famous drawing in Kelaniya where he's presenting his writings.
Yeah. So now you are good at the index.
Yes, I am.
You know where to find which sutras and where udanas are.
Ahu puppe tadanahu. Ahu puppe tadanahu.
Tadanahuti. See, read that part.
I'm trying to make the connection. What was not there and what was there. So ahu puppe, something was not there before. What was not there before now exists.
So ahu puppe means there were before. There were defilements before.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
And an non-existence within this.
Right. Let's see what is tadanahu means. You click on the commentary. Right. See tadanahuti. Tada, at that time, tasmin kale, particular time, Arya Magga Khane, at the moment of Arya Magga Khane means the shanaya, moment. Okay? So, kilesa gano, that group of defilement, that heap of defilement, na ahu, because they didn't have, na asi, they didn't exist. That's the meaning of it. Previously there were, but at the time of enlightenment, there was no defilements.
So tada tasmin kale Arya Magga Kane. So Kilesikano na ahu. How did you interpret na ahu? Not rising?
No, na ahu, there wasn't.
Okay. Na asi rising, not rising.
Na asi also is so. How we see that is from the full sentence. I have to go to the beginning. Tada na ahuti. Okay, no, forget that. Tada at that time, tasmin kale. At tasmin kale ariyamagga khane. At the moment of the time when the ariyamagga, the noble path moment, the moment of noble path, tasmin kale, around that time. So kilesa gano na ahu, not having that defilements of the heap of defilements. So na aho here means not having, na asi, there didn't have. Not having defilements, it didn't have. That's how you see it.
Not having defilements. Not have what? No defilement?
Not having defilements at the moment of Ariyamagga, therefore na asi. They didn't exist. So ahosi is from hotu.
So na ahu, na asi both refer to defilements?
Yes.
What is the difference between Arya Magge and Arahatta Magge? Why?
Same thing.
So Arahatta Magge is basically Arya Magge.
Yeah.
Okay. So okay. Even though I wrongly interpreted it last time, it's still Arya Astangika Marga, although it's not Arya Astangika Marga, it's labeled as Arahat Magga for the purpose of translation. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I just wanted to make sure there's another path that I didn't know about, Arahat Magga. Okay.
No. Arya Magga could refer to Sovan Marga, Sakadagami Marga also. Those are also noble states of the mind.
Atta ahubeti atta magga nanupatto e sabbo aya sabbo pichayam ragato lesikano maham pantane ahu asi. So prior to getting on the Arhat Magga, I had defilements in myself. Now I must mean Kilisgani Kochipi Kile so now Hosi. Oh dear. Now I must Kilisgani Kochipi. What is Kochipi?
Kochi means Kisima.
Kochipi Kilesi.
Meaning
No.
Not any.
After the comma, it's basically saying now I don't have any.
Yeah.
So before I entered Arahanthood, I had Kilesi. Now I don't have Kilesi. Now he's talking about Tada and now Tada I must be Kale Ariyama Kani Kilesi Kano na Ahu na Asi Tada I can convince myself that this is what this means, but my question still remains: how did Buddha Gosha, if this is Buddha Gosha's interpretation, how did Buddha Gosha know to go into that much detail just by looking at this very abstract statement? This is like to be or not to be. That is the question. Something similar to that. What is to be, what is not to be? You could put in anything in there
Yeah,
and
I
take
think
it in.
what he did was he knew that people have this problem, and he interpreted his way.
Mm,
He interpreted it his way, and whether you want to agree with it or not, he didn't. He thought that we will,
mm.
but we don't have to.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can say,
I don't have an alternative. I'm just curious. The thought
you
process.
can say, Aho Pubbe, there were dogs before, Tada Naho. At that time, no dogs.
Right, right.
Aho Pubbe Tada.
That's my point. That's exactly exactly. I mean, you took a different example, but that's exactly my point too. Eh, How do we know Buddha was strictly talking about defilements and Aryastatika Marga versus maybe another deep concept that he was contemplating at the time? We don't
The
know.
context has been given here that he was reflecting on his Pahine Papake Akusale Dhamme.
Mm,
And now Buddha Gosa thinks, okay, this must be the time before his enlightenment,
mm,
before he entered the noble path.
mm,
I think at the time of Buddha Gosa writing this, maybe they referred to Noble Eightfold Path or any practice as Ariyamagga.
mm, mm, mm.
So it's a thing in the 5th century, so he happened to use that. Even now we do it sometimes, Ariyamagga for, Ariya being used even now in as a name or as names of monasteries or as a path practice.
Mm. But from an abstract sense, I like the Pali here. It seems very profound because it's very empty at least in the surface.
Yeah, attractive things.
You
Of
can
course,
plug
you
in.
saw the King Kosala had spice. That's when, where did you learn it from? Udanapali.
Yeah, I could, well, right. Confirmation, yes. I mean, I could imagine King probably not going to go by himself unless he's like unless
Yeah.
so if he's announcing that his presence is probably going to have people going in before him, just like these days.
Mm-hmm.
Secret Service or presidential security comes before the president. That part was not all that surprising, to be honest with you. In that case, I was like, okay, we were talking about Jatilas. Now we're talking about Secret Service, and I'm mostly trying to make the connection. I think you helped me understand that part. So I'm beyond that point.
Mm-hmm.
This one is interesting. This one is interesting in the sense that this is very abstract. So Buddha Ghosa's interpretation of what this means, which is probably true, I'm not debating, but it's very abstract. This particular Dhanapali is very abstract.
Very, very abstract.
Very abstract. Literally plug in anything, any two antonyms in here. What something that exists before versus something that doesn't have now. You can plug in one, whatever. It's like uh, before this, before the sunrise, the moon was there. Now because the moon is here, the sun is not here. Something along those lines. You could plug in many.
He could have done that. He could have used the sun and moon simile here.
Right.
He was very good at those.
But I think I understand
The gist of it.
yeah. I think I understand the gist of it. Okay. Shall we move on to the next one? I looked at the next one. Next one was very long.
Yeah. I like the next one. I think it has something interesting.
Probably, yes. There's quite a lot here interesting because it's very long. So evam me sutang ekan samayam bhagava savathyang vihirati still at jetavana adabindikas arame tena kopana samena sambahula nana tititta nana tiya samayana brahmana paribhajaka. Oh, this paribhajaka again came back. Where did I see that guy? He was the one who refused to give food, right? Brahmana paribhajaka.
Oh, there are good paribhajakas. There are bad ones.
Ah, okay.
Any
Okay.
wandering ascetic is a paribhajaka.
Ah, okay. So it's not a name.
No, 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 no.
I remember some paribhajaka who spoke harshly to the Buddha and very harshly to the Buddha. What is
Akosika paribhajaka, I think the
yes,
one who
yes,
blamed the
maybe
Buddha.
yes. He Buddha was going on arms round and he.
But you know, Akosika, now you know Pali. If you guess the meaning, Akosika means Benapu. Benapu paribhajaka.
Ah, I see.
So he may have had a different family name, but he became known as the Benapu Miniha in the Pali.
So he becomes Kosika Brahmana.
Right.
I see. I see. That's not his name, but that's the
That's not his
name.
name. Not
He
knowing
became his
Pali, at the Hampasala we thought that must have been his name.
name. Right. 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 Hmm.
And learning from Pali from the Hampasala teachers who didn't know what it means. And they will ask, what is the name of the Brahmin who blamed the Buddha?
The Brahmin who blamed the Buddha. Great Kali.
Right.
So this is Nana Titiya Samayana Brahmana Paribhajaka. Nana Titita Samayana. Okay. Okay. Savatyang Pati Vasanti. Oh, Savatyang Pati Vasanti. Nana Dittika. Nana Kantika. Oh dear. Nana Dittika. So that is something to do with seeing. Nana Dittika. Various things, Nana? Nana
Various views.
Various views, various Kanti. Nana Ruchika. Ruchika, I think I can guess. Nana
Various likenesses and dislikes.
Nana Ditti Nisaya Nisita.
Associating various views.
What is Kantika?
Samana Brahma Savatyang Nana Kantika. Something to go in that direction.
What do you have for Kantika?
Yeah. The acquisitioning different views.
Of such and such a belief.
Yeah.
Anya belonging to other.
What is it's an adjective, right? So how is it made of? We don't have any.
Anya belonging to other faith combined with Anya Dittika, Anya Rutika.
Right, which we just came across.
We came of Nana, but it seems like those also go along the same
Anya,
same pattern.
And it's found in Diga and Majjhima. They didn't give the Udana example.
That might be the last. So yeah, it's going back to, so here again referring within Ruchika also Anya Dittika is Anna Kantika is referred. Anna Dittika, Anna Kantika again, interesting. Anyway, okay, I get the gist of the idea. So Nana, so this Nana, this is definitely now various, something to do with various. Nana Tittatiya Samana.
Tittiya, right?
Tittiya Nana Titya Samana. Various Titya. Various what? Various Titya. What is
Tirthakayo, various heretics.
Oh, various heretical Shramana, Brahmana, Paribhajakas.
Right. Those who had different viewpoints.
Okay. So these are sort of like contemporary teachers, I guess, or
Yeah.
their followers, or maybe various
like those Jatilas, 7 Jatilas. They all had different things. Some were chelakas, some were wearing clothes, some had just a little thread. But here this shows the religious adherence of the community where the Buddha lived. They had wandering ascetics. Some of them are fake, some of them are truly seeking, and they had views. So it's hard to pull them off the views because all they have done in their life is teaching that and traveling everywhere because they are inclined to that and they are famous for that. They don't want to change. So any other word that you come across that doesn't speak to your
No, I think I get the gist of this idea. So it's basically referring to that there were various. This is basically setting up the story, whatever that follows over here.
Yeah.
Basically saying there were various viewpoints, more ultimately.
Yeah.
Various viewpoints, various beliefs, such and so forth.
Right.
Santake,
Santeke. So AK and Sante put together.
Santa AK.
Meaning Santi AK. There are certain Samana Brahmana, recluses and Brahmins, Evam Vadino, teaching this.
Evam Vadino, Evam Ditino. So this is what they are teaching. I guess within quotations is what they are teaching.
Yes.
Sassato Loke.
Sassato Loko. The world is eternal.
Sassato Loko Idameva Satchang Manya.
We discussed this yesterday, right? Idang eva satchang. This indeed is the truth. Moghang anyang. Others are fools. Others are wrong.
So there are certain. So this is basically giving various viewpoints, explanation of various viewpoints that existed at the time.
Yes.
So this is more or less a lesson, not a lesson, I guess, insight into the heretical teachers.
Yeah.
Contemporary heretical teachers and their various viewpoints. Interesting.
Yes. Which is worth knowing. We had to learn this for our advanced level subjects, like, and also a little bit in Buddhist philosophy classes.
Historical context.
Yeah.
So this Udana Pali is very suitable for our first class, Bhante Upananda's class.
He must have taught these.
Yeah, but he didn't refer to any sutras, right?
Okay, so now you find where, but you know, this is all over Digha Nikaya too.
Right.
Because it's long and they needed to put all these things in there.
Right. So this is one reference, one such reference, if I write a paper.
Yeah.
So Sassato Loke Idameva Satchang Mogamanyati. Idam Eva Satchang Mogamanyati Santi
Manyanti.
Manyanti.
Yeah.
Santi Paneke Samana Brahmana Evam Vadino Evam Ditino. Here's another viewpoint. Asato Loko.
Asassato Loko.
Asato Loko Dameva Satcham Moga. That's the same thing. Same exact thing. Am I missing something?
No, it's earlier it was Sasato Loko. Eternal is the world.
Oh,
Here is Asasato Loko. World is not eternal. This is the truth. Everybody else says the wrong thing. Idameva satyam mogamanya. When you argue with your wife, you say Idameva satyam mogamanya. This is the truth. Everything else is just false views.
you have to do that sometime.
I'm giving you ideas.
No, you have to do that sometimes. Your kids, especially. So, what is Sasuto Loko?
So Sasato and Asasato is like this is the world is your soul, which goes forever.
The world is eternal. So, in the
Yes.
first case, the world is eternal.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else's beliefs are wrong. Also, the teaching here is world is eternal is the teaching.
Right.
I
Right. Right.
preach the world is eternal. Whoever does
Right.
not believe, they are in the wrong path. I see.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Right.
That's the teaching. Okay.
Yes. This is why
So,
you need to read Pali to know what actually.
right, what exactly it means. Because I first glance, I missed the whole thing together. I thought, okay, is this Sasato? This is also Sasato. I'm like, okay, Mogamanya, what is Mogamanya? I missed that altogether. All right, thanks.
Mhm.
Thank you for clarifying that. So this is Sasato Loko. That's the teaching.
Yeah.
Teaching
Yeah.
is the world is eternal.
Yeah.
Buddha is teaching nothing is eternal. This guy is teaching no, the world is eternal.
Right. Well, they don't care what the Buddha is teaching.
Right. These are their teachings, right? This is Asasato Loko. So this guy is preaching the world is not eternal,
Right.
which
This
is
is
true, right?
Idang eva satyang. This is only the truth. Mogamanyang. Anyang is wrong.
Very good.
Others are wrong.
Then
This is why Kalamas had the problem. When they come and say Idameva satyam mogamanya. You find the exact phrase in Kalama Sutra.
I see.
And then the Buddha says, Ete tumhe kalama manusavena ma paramparaya. Don't listen to him because they say it comes from the tradition, it comes from what they heard, and ma pitaka sampadana, and it is written in books. Don't just do that. Just do the classification on your own, whether this is contributing to wholesome qualities, whether this is contributing to unwholesome qualities. Based on that, agree. You yourself have the Dhamma meter.
So we have one viewpoint. I'm beginning to like this paragraph because this is philosophy. I like that part. So Sasato Loko. I guess the next one is Antavaloko. Antavaloko.
Yeah, the world has an end.
No, that's one teaching. Okay, the world has an ending. I'm probably guessing. Oh yes, Anantava, the opposite. Okay. Then I guess it jumps to over here.
Tanjivang tang sarira. The body and the mind are the same thing.
Same. Interesting. I like it.
Anyan jivang anyan sarira. Body is life is one thing, body is another. Jivang is life, actually.
Then we got Hoti Tathagato Parang Marana.
Parang Marana. After the death, Tathagato Hoti. The Buddha exists.
Hoti Tathagato Parang Marana. Interesting. The way
the Mahayanists teach this. The Buddha doesn't disappear. He goes to Pure Land and he stays. So that's how Pure Land Buddhism came.
So, I didn't know that. So in Mahayana teaching,
in some of the Mahayana teachings, not all, in lineages.
So in some Mahayana teachings, even the Gautama Buddha still exists in some heaven? Is it a heaven?
Some pure state, some place. It's a heavenly state, right?
Not the cosmological heaven. It's a different heaven system altogether.
It's a cosmological heaven. It's
somewhere. Okay, some layer somewhere.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, Kang Jivang Kang Sarirang, Anyan Jivang, Anyan Sarirang. So this is combining Jiva and Sarira, body and mind. This is not combining body and mind, separation of body and mind. Then we got Hoti Tathagato Param Marana. So Buddha exists after death, probably the opposite. Nahoti Tathagato Param Marana. Then we jump to Hoti Na Cha Hoti Tathagato. Okay. Exist
It
or not
neither
exist.
exists nor doesn't exist.
That's it. Okay, okay. I think I remember reading something along those lines. What was it? Exist does not exist. Who's teaching that? Oh, okay. I'll look that up later.
Like Pakuda Kachayana
The Kacha.
was good at saying.
Eel Wrangler, the one who was always slipping away. I don't agree with you. I don't disagree with you. Nor
Yeah.
do I agree or not disagree with you.
Right. If you say, does the Tathagata exist? He says yes.
Yes.
If he says, doesn't he exist? Oh, yeah.
Agrees to everything. Disagree, doesn't disagree with anything. Doesn't answer anything.
Yes.
No, right. So, nice. So, with the last one, never hoti na hoti tathagato paramarana. Okay, so this
Never
is
hoti na hoti.
na hoti, right? Never hoti does not exist. No, not exist.
Right.
Very beautiful. I like this paragraph a lot. No, I like it because it relates to something I already know, so I can understand the context. It's not jumping at me.
Now you have mastered some Trivita.
Right, little smidge.
This is interesting, though, right? I mean,
Yeah, this
to
is
read it.
interesting. Yeah, this is very interesting. Yes. I wish I picked it up yesterday night when I was reading it. Maybe I was too tired. I really didn't understand what I was reading, or maybe I looked at it. I was like, oh dear, this is so long. I'm not gonna do it tonight. Anyway.
And in this sutra is where you find why the blind. Why is it? This chapter is named as blind, Jatiyand.
I see.
Blind from birth.
I see.
Genetically blind. Right.
So, should I continue from here?
Yeah.
So, sorry, not so. Te bandhana jata.
Bandhana.
Bandhana jata.
Jata.
Kalaha jata. Vivada panna.
Vivada apanna.
Vivada panna. Anya manyang. Oh dear.
Mukha sattihi.
Vitu danta
Viharanti. This is beautiful. Mukha sattihi. The sword of mouth. Kata කියන ආයුධයෙන්
I see. Oh.
අඤ්ඤමඤ්ඤං එකිනෙකාට. So they bandhanaka jata, they get into, I think bandhana, I'm making a guess here, is fighting. So some kalaha jata, quarreling.
They're arguing among themselves. They're making, because they are in opposites, right? One guy is saying one thing, the other guy is saying the complete opposite.
Look. Bandhanang uttamang. Woman is the highest property.
Bandhanang uttamang. How is that bandhana related to this bandhanang?
No, that's different. I just wanted to show you that this
different
is also something you find in the canon.
Bandang, no, not bandang. I'm looking for bandhana. Quarreling. Okay, there we go, bandhana. Bandhana. So if it was bandhana, the simple D, no dot under, it's bandhima, the bonding, right? Bandhana. When there's a D under it, it becomes a quarrel. Interesting. All right. Interesting. So Bandhana Jata. Jata is igniting, starting.
Yeah.
Starting quarreling. Kahala Jata, so Kolahala.
Kalahajata.
Kalaha Jata, Kolahala,
Mhm.
quarreling again, something to do with fighting, infighting.
Yeah.
Vada Panna, arguing.
Entered.
Anyamanyang,
Apanna here means entered into Vivada.
entered into Vivahad, entered into debate. Anyamanyang, Kinika. Anyamanyang, Kinika.
Anyamanyam, between each other.
Between each other, Mukkasatihi,
Mukasati, sword weapons.
Vitudanta, Viharanti.
I think
Vitudanta.
Vitudanta could we need to look it up. Refers to like when there's this is a sword involved, sort of like slaying.
Vitudati, to strike, you're right.
Striking.
To strike, trick, match, knock.
So it's come from Vi Tudati. So Vi Tudati. Tudati is the present singular.
Strike.
Because
But
Tudati, I think to perhaps it has the pointing, right?
Point. Okay. What does the V do to it then?
It's making it special, like adding more emphasis to it, which is contained. You will have Vivida,
Visuddhi. Okay.
like Suddhi and Visuddhi. Suddhi is pure, Visuddhi is even more pure.
Jnana, Vijnana, improvement.
Yeah, some improvement.
All right. Ediso Dhammo, Nediso Dhammo, Nediso Dhammo, Ediso
Idiso Dhammo.
Ediso Dhammo, Nediso Dhammo.
I think maybe this is Ediso. Yeah, sorry. Ediso Dhammo, Nediso Dhammo. Dhamma is this. Dhamma is not like this. Nediso Dhammo, Ediso Dhammo. It's not like Dhamma. So Dhamma is not like this. Dhamma is like this.
Like Dhamma, Dhamma is not like this. I see.
Yeah.
Also, fun, useless debates, I think, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
They had too much time.
Atako Sambula Bhikkhu Panha Samayang. Okay, that's probably in the morning. Pubbangha Samayang.
There we go. Good catch.
Nivasetva Atako Sambula Bhikkhu. Who is Sambula Bhikkhu?
Sambahula Bhikkhu. Lot of monks.
Oh, okay. Nivasetva, having
put on robes.
which are okay. Yes.
Patpachivarang Adaya, taking the ball and
Savatyam Pindaya Pavisim. Okay.
Pavisinsu, because it's plural, Bhikkhu Pavisinsu. They entered Savatthi for arms. Right.
Savatyam Pindaya Charitva while having Pindaya, having gone to arms. Pachabatang.
Now that is Kubban Samayan to opposition. Then the Pachabatang after the meal. Patikanta.
Yena Bhagava Tenuka Sankame. Okay, so having taken their lunch, I guess, approached Buddha. After
Patikanta, avoiding from Pindapata, Pachabatang after the meal, meaning they don't go after the meal time because it's a tradition, it's the rule that you shouldn't eat after you shouldn't eat after the noonday meal. So they abstain from it. That's what they want to tell. Pacchabattam pindapata patikkanta. Abstaining from pindapata after the meal. Of course, now they have eaten.
Yes, okay.
Right. Yena bhagava te upasankaminsu.
Approached.
Yeah, they
having approached Bhagavantang Abhyasitva, having paid respect, ekamantang sidisu, ekapasking indagatta.
Right.
That on one side. Ekamantang isinna kote bhikkhu Bhagavantang edavochang. These monks now are asking or questioning or making Buddha known about they're probably letting Buddha know about all these quarrels other people are having.
Right.
Bante Sambahula Nana Tita Samana Brahmana Paribhajaka Savatyam Ativasanti Nana Ditika. Okay, again repeating, basically saying the same story to Buddha again.
Yes.
And we go explaining all these existences, non-existence, probably in this abbreviated paragraph over here.
Yeah.
Now I think this is Buddha's response. Maybe Anna Hitaya Bhikkhave Paribhajaka Anda. That's the Anda, the blindness, Anda.
Yeah. Anyatitya Bhikkhave, monks, other heretics, Paribhajaka, the wandering ascetics, Andha, they are blind, Achakkuka, they don't have eyes.
Eyes.
Chakku ne, Achakku.
Achakkuka.
I don't know what Huchaku means, so that could also is a Chaku.
What? That's curious.
I don't think it's a Pali word.
I was just trying to see if there's a like a weed, if there's a, I don't know. If I try Yes, I was trying to say, so like we, there's a who, what is it? Adjective? Yes. Noun adjective?
Could be.
Anyway, distractions. I'll find the Hujakku later.
It's a Sinhala word.
Yeah, I guess so. Someone just came up with it. Sounds Attang na jana jananti. Attang na jananti.
They don't know the meaning. Anathang na jananti. They don't know anartha also. What is the
Attang na jananti? So they don't know the meaning. Ananta jananti?
Anathang na jananti. They don't know the unmeaning. So here is atta and anartha. The benefit, and they don't know what is beneficial. They don't know what is unbeneficial.
Okay, not beneficial. Okay.
Yeah.
Dhammang na jananti, adamman na jananti. Te attang ajananta. Anatang ajananta. Dhammang ajananta. Okay, now I need to break that down. Te attang ajananta, anattang ajananta, dhammang ajananta, adhammang ajananta, bandhana jata kalaha. Okay, not knowing what is right, what is not right, what is dhamma, what is not dhamma, they are quarreling among themselves.
Right.
That was easy, not more easy than what I thought it would be. Bhuta pubbang bhikkhave.
Now the story comes. This is the funny part.
Bhuta pubbang. What is Bhuta pubbang?
Bhuta pubbang. This happened before. Pubbang meaning before. Bhuta happened.
Okay, that's easy breakdown. Bhuta pubbang. When you explain it, that's easy breakdown. But I was trying to look for Bhuta pubbang, thinking it's
you can look it up. It may come up interestingly. I know in the dictionary.
The dictionary is not consistent. That's one thing this dictionary person can improve. Sometimes there's a over dot, sometimes there's an under dot above, below the M, especially. But it's a minor issue.
Before any
There's an
being.
issue.
Wow.
Any beings existed.
That's fascinating.
Bhuta Pubba.
So,
everyone.
Bhuta here refers to not before anything happened. Bhuta is beings, Bhuteo.
So this is now cosmology, going into cosmology.
Right.
Buddham Bhikkhave Missa eva Savatya
Imissa eva savatya. In this very savati. Imissa eva savatya.
Anyataro Raja Ahosi. No king existed.
Anyataro, there was a certain king. Anyataro Raja, a certain king, Ahosi.
Ahosi, this is last tense.
Yeah.
Here for the Apache, Apache.
Yes.
Missed it. I took the A as a negation. Atako Bhikkhave So Raja Anatarang Purisang Amantesi, address the people.
Anyataram Purisang, address certain man.
Purisang, certain man, one person.
Yeah, because the singular, accusative singular.
Ehi Tuam Ambo Purisa Avataka.
Ehi Pasika, come and see. But here, Ehi Tuang Ambo Purisa, friendly man, come. You come. I don't know what Ambho refers to, sort of like, I thought it's friendly, but if you want to be certain, you can look it up.
Ambo. By itself exists. Ambo. Hello, you there? Part of an explanation employed to draw attention. Look here. Hey, hello. Okay. What you said was correct.
Okay, hello.
Hello. Hey, man. Yavataka Savatya Chachanda te Tape Ikajang Anipa Tehiti.
You know Jachanda means Jati Andha, blind from birth.
Te
Sabbe, all of them.
Ekajang Sanipatehi.
Ekajang, one day, Sannipatehi. Those who are genetically blind, Sabbete, all of them, on one day, Ekajahang, and on certain day, Sannipatehi. Collect them all.
Sannipatehi, collection. So he's instructing to collect.
Sannipatehi means gather them.
Gather them. Okay. Evang Devati ko Bhikkhave so Purisa Tasta Ranyo. Word Ranyo Patisutva.
Having responded.
Yavataka Savatya Jachanda Te Sabbe Gehitva, we collected Gehitva Yena So Raja Tenusu. Okay, having gathered all the blind people, approached the king.
Right.
Pasankamitva Tang Rajanang Idavoja, having approached, addressed or told to the king.
Yeah.
Anipatita Kote Deva Yavataka Savatya Jachandahi.
Deva means Lord. I have Deva. Lord, I have.
Deva here is referring to the king, not a deity.
Sannipatita. They have been now gathered. Yavataka. Yavataka. As many as Savatya Jachandati. As many as blind people from Savatthi. Do you believe this story?
Well, probably. I mean,
Or do you believe that the Buddha was skilled at making it up?
No, it's possible. I mean, it's Rajana. So this guy goes and says, "So king ordered you to come. What option do I have? I have to go." I guess.
Yeah.
Possible. Rounded them up. Tenahi
Bhane. Tell.
Tenahi bane
Jachandanam to those blind people.
Hatting and
Hattin dasehiti. To see
look
an
at
elephant.
their hand.
Huh?
Look at their asking the blind people to look at their hand.
No, hatting, atik, aliik.
Oh dear, she's now going down the path. Okay.
Evan devati ko bhikkhave. Yes, Lord. So puriso, that man.
Ranyo.
Tassaranyo, to that king, Patisutva, having responded, Jachandhanang Hatting Dasesi. Hatting Dasesi showed the elephant, Jachandhanang, to those blind people.
Okay. Ekachanang Jachandanang.
Ekachanang Jachandanang.
Hattisa Isang Dasesi.
To some blind people, Hattisa Sisan Dasesi. They showed the head of the elephant. Saying Ediso Jachanda Hattiti. Elephant is like this.
How can you show something to someone who is blind?
It's not showing. They have to go and touch
and feel. Okay.
And feel. So, now the head is shown. So these blind people think that elephant is like that.
Right. Okay. I see the Upama. I see the what the Buddha was saying, where the Buddha is going with this.
You see, Kandang Dasesi.
Right.
Showed the ear.
Right. To some, he showed the ear. To some,
the trunk.
Sondang. What else? Sondang.
Padang Dasesi.
Kayang.
Kayang is the body.
Body. Padang.
The foot.
Sadding.
Satting is the task. Dale. Nangutang. The balige. The tail. He was hilarious, right?
All of a sudden, Naguta came to my mind after a very long time. That's why I laughed. I don't think I had used the word Naguta in a long time. All of a sudden, Naguta came, and I was like, okay, that's interesting. We have a cat here. Even he doesn't have a Naguta.
I do remember the cat. It came and sat in front of your son when he was playing the guitar.
He doesn't have a Naguta.
You see, learning Pali is easy now that once you learn the first sentence, you can jump a mile ahead.
Certain ones, yes, Bhante. Certain ones not. This one is easy. So I thought the Anguttara Nikaya was also easy because once you understand one paragraph, you can now jump quickly or advance reading quickly. This one seems to follow the similar pattern. Once you understand one, you know what it is.
I will say like the Buddha said to Ananda, Buddha said, Mahevang Ananda, don't say like that. Mahevang Toshita, don't say like that, Toshita. Right. You need to wait in Anguttara to find
there's more in Anguttara
Nikaya. Go you to the pitfall.
It's a pitfall. All right.
To black hole.
I trust you. Walading. What is Wala?
Walading. I think it's referring to Waladi is his, what is it? Elephant's. Did it copy?
No, I didn't get it.
Waladi is.
Waladi. Yeah, Waladi exists 6 times.
Is the hair of his at the end of the tail?
It appears to be Waladi, a tail usually of a large animal.
Nangutta.
What happened to Naguta then?
Yeah, we had Naguta too. I think this is referring to the edge of it.
Oh.
Because there is a Gatha, Kikiva andang chamariva valading. Piyangva puttang nayanangva ekakang tatheva silang anurakka managa supesala hota sada sagaro. So chamariva valading, the particular deer called Semiramua, he protects his tail even when he's trapped because he loves his tail, which is a furry tail. He doesn't escape the the trap. So he stays. So like that, Tatheva Silang Anurakkamanaga, protect your sila just like that. Kikiva andang, like the kitchen, the hen protect the eggs. Kikiva andang. Chamariva valading, the deer protects the tail.
So Chamari is the deer?
Huh? Chamari is the name of the deer.
So all the Chamaris we had in our childhood, they were deers.
No, check it. I think it refers to a Semiramua particular.
No, I mean that's a female name, right? Chamari. I was referring to. I remember several Chamaris in my classes.
Me too.
So next time I meet them, if I meet them,
Chamara Salunave, may the feathers sort of wave. And then Piyangva Putta Nayanang Vekaka. Single die. Your Piyangva Puttang, your dear only son, you protect like the single eye you have.
Chamara. Chamara is a ox. Oh dear. Good thing I didn't name my kids Chamara or Chamari.
Chamari refers to, it's not, it's again Bahubbi. I think I would say it doesn't refer to that exact meaning literally. It refers to lightness of someone because it's a feather. You are like a feather. You are as light as a feather.
If that's the meaning, I would like it. Yes. It's referring to a mua or an ox, probably not. By the way, not my problem. Problem for Chamaris and Chamaras.
It's a problem for those parents to choose a meaning of the name that they gave to their children.
Right. Which makes me realize I should probably look at the dictionary to make sure I have not named my kids some weird.
What names do they have, by the way?
Kevin, Gavin, Sayumi. Got them from Ahubudu. So I hope they make me. Well, I made them up, so to speak, based on words, letters he gave me. But then again, in another language, it could mean completely something different.
Look, I got a name. Name Mimi. Let me show it to you.
That's something you can do easily.
One name is Temuni Metanadi. The other name is Payana Dahvali.
You're making this up, aren't you? Are you making this
up?
No,
somebody sent it to me.
Temuni Metanadi?
Right.
I mean,
This
after
is
you name it, you could just
okay.
read it.
You see this, then you
Literally, someone named their child Temuni Mithinidi.
no, this is the thing. පොඩි උන් දෙන්නෙක් හිටියා. නිකමට වගේ නම් දෙක ඇහුවා. One name said දෙමුණි මෙතන.
Is it a true story?
Somebody made, well, again,
Okay.
you have.
Oh, it's a meme. Okay, I got
I
you.
think it's a meme.
It's a meme. I was thinking, oh dear, some idiot somewhere named their child. I mean, sounds good. Temuni Mithinidi.
Right.
I guess that's some service you can offer, Bante. To know Pali.
To name.
Help people like me. Well, not me. I'm not planning on having
I have named several kids, and I have also done Akuru Kiyavanawa. I'm waiting for the results. You know, when you do Akuru Kiyavanawa or naming, you get to see how the person live up to see if naming is good.
Yeah. So we did that for one child. We didn't do it for the other two children. But apparently they all do the same. No matter whether you do it or not, I don't necessarily know if it's going to change anything.
That is my finding too.
Do you want to take a break? It's 9:30. We've been going for 1.5 hours.
Yeah, let's take 15.
Okay. I'll be back in 15 then. Yeah. Well, I'll still be here. I'll process the video and try to upload it. But after 15 minutes.
Good.
All right.
Some people have come. I may be a little late, but stay doing what you are doing.
Okay. Sure. All right.